I'm long overdue commenting on the return of Topshop, but the thing is, I think a few people have already said it. We don't need any more fast fashion brands. So I thought it'd be fun to think about it in a different way. What if we were to put a blue sky thinking hat on and bring Topshop back to the high street in a way that suited where we are in 2025? What would that look like? First of all, of course, we'd want transparent and ethical manufacturing and living wages. This means they've got to be mindful of not growing too quickly, and that means we don't need Topshop back in every high street. Sorry guys, no Topshop Oxford Circus for now. Also on the manufacturing side, I want to see some UK production. Topshop has always worked with UK manufacturers, as have a lot of fast fashion brands, but most people don't talk about it. ASOS are using on-demand manufacturing in the UK, but they don't say anything to their customers. Localised production should be something that UK brands are talking about and championing with their customers. Topshop has proven that they've got the reputation to build hype, so what about something like a Kate Moss collaboration, but it's all limited edition, made to order in a UK factory? Now I said blue sky thinking, but I've got my commercial hat on always. I don't expect Topshop are going to make everything in the UK, but Topshop has always championed British design, whether it's through the graduate design programme or through their sponsorship of New Gen with alumni such as Jonathan Saunders, Christopher Kane. So supporting British talent and skills has always been part of its DNA. Which brings me to the product. I don't remember loving Topshop because it had the best copycat version of a designer coat or bag. That was always kind of Zara's thing. In its heyday, I remember that Topshop had a real knack for interpreting trends in a commercial way that somehow felt on trend but also classic. And I think that's why Topshop pieces still live on in most of our wardrobes, and also were always worn by everyone from Stacey Dooley to Beyonce to Taylor Swift. So I don't want to see any mob wife aesthetic, any TikTok micro trends in Topshop. I want fashion, but I also want long-term wearability. Of course, I want to see sustainable materials, natural fibres, circularity, and end of life thought through from the very beginning. Repair and alterations are an absolute no-brainer, but also, how about resale? I feel like in its heyday, Topshop really got what we wanted to wear, and so a curated selection of vintage would go really well with Topshop's new look. But also, what about vintage Topshop? We could call it Topshop nostalgia, we could resell our Joni jeans, our Kate Moss Topshop dresses. I think the Zennials would go mad for that. Finally, I really want women back at the helm. If you've ever worked in a fashion brand, it's always 98% women running buying, design, merchandising, creative, and then at the top, in the C-suite, it's a boys' club. I don't want any more men getting hold of fashion brands and running them into the ground. Before you know who came in and ran Topshop in the ground, Topshop was really led by women. People like Jane Shepherdson and Karen Downey really made Topshop the brand that we loved when we loved it back in the day. Bring the women back. Topshop has the opportunity to rebuild itself as an exciting, responsible fashion brand that champions British talent, skills and heritage. But will it take the high road, or will it join the fast fashion race to the bottom? What do you think?